Well, good afternoon and welcome to another edition of From the Shore, the exclusive online video for the Skaneateles Journal. I'm editor Jonathan Monfiletto and I'm back. And to my right,
I'm Chris Malone, reporter.
And of course holding up this week's edition that kind of features some of Chris's work holding down the fort for me while I was gone. He covered the Skaneateles Town Board meeting in addition to I think a Spafford Town Board meeting and the library's celebration of the building, 125 years. And what else did you cover? I was gone, so I'll let you talk about.
Last week we talked about the sushi article a little bit.
Oh, okay, sure.
Which was great. Got to talk to Tim, and he, like I said, he was absolutely grateful. He was kind of shocked when I came in. He's like, "Oh, you want to interview me?" Yeah, of course I want to interview. One of the best parts of the job is talking to people out and about town.
And I'll add to that it's kind of cool when you talk to someone who doesn't toot their own horn, so to speak. Like you said, he kind of was not necessarily reluctant, but kind of like, wow, you want to talk about me? And
yeah.
Those are always kind of the fun stories. Well,
before we go any further, I want to hear about your trip a little bit.
Yeah, speaking of that, I'm actually wearing my soccer jersey from Honduras. I didn't get that this time. My wife got that for me last year. But yeah, I spent a week based around San Francisco de Yohoa. It's a mouthful, let me tell you. That's why, again, like I said before, that's why I write for a living. But yeah, we were there from Saturday, February 14th to Saturday the 21st, so for a full week. And through the Mama Project, it's called, our group visited 4 different villages. Half of the team did what they call a medical brigade, handing out supplies and donations and facilitating checkups and that kind of thing for the people. And then I was on the construction crew that goes out and pours concrete floors for people that otherwise had dirt floors at their houses. And it's kind of humbling and moving to see that. I know those of you watching the video can't see the room that we're in right now, but I would guess so a lot of the houses we went to were half the size of this room, with 6 or more people living in them, and it was quite an experience. And actually, in next week's edition of the Journal, you'll get to read all about it. I have a fairly lengthy story coming out with lots of photos, and it's actually already online. So if you go to Skaneatelesjournal.com, and if you're watching this video, you're already there. So just go click on and read my story about my trip to Honduras. And one thing I did while I was there was Skaneateles related, and you'll see I have in my hand three books, all written by authors who live in Skaneateles. And I'd gotten them and done stories on each of the authors, but had 5 hours in the plane to kill each way and some downtime, so I thought I'd take a chance to read it. And I thought I'd like to highlight them because, like I said, they are all from Skaneateles and just great books. The first here is So What Are the Guys Doing? It's written by David Figueroa. He's from Skaneateles and also the outdoors writer for the Post-Standard. And what his premise of his book is there's a lot of self-help books and books on middle age for women, but there's not a lot for men. So he kind of wondered, as the title says, what are the guys doing? So it's just a book about relationships, both with your wife or with your male friends, and a lot of other issues that guys encounter. I'm obviously still fairly far from middle age, but a lot of good tips that I found.
It's always good to prepare.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
you were a little bit older than me. Maybe you want to do that.
Yeah, I probably do.
I would actually like to pass these on to Chris, put him on the spot, and give him something to read.
Yeah, because he was giving me a little sass about not reading books from local, being a very locally sensitive person. But it's okay. He's allowed to do that.
Yeah, and then the next book I read is called Joyful Journeys, Sacred Pauses with God, and that's written by Susan Major. She lives in Skaneateles but teaches religion at Christian Brothers Academy in Syracuse. And her book is actually based on her battle with breast cancer that she survived. And it's just not just about breast cancer, it's really about any kind of struggle or obstacle that you might run into, and kind of give you some hope and inspiration spiritually to kind of get through that struggle. And again, not necessarily an experience I fully relate to, but definitely found some good advice, some good tips in it. So there you go, Chris. There's book number 2 for you.
Number 2.
And actually, the nice thing, as I'm passing these books to Chris, I'll say to maybe comfort him a little bit, is that they're fairly short books. A lot of great information in them, but they are fairly short. So you could probably finish it within a week. I would say if you're a pretty good.
Yeah, they're all about the same length too.
Yeah, and then the last book is actually by the publisher of all 3 of these books, Laura Ponticello. She's I want to give her a shout out because I know that she watches. So if you're watching, hey Laura. But she owns and operates Divine Phoenix Books, and she also wrote a book herself, and it's called "Live the Life of Your Dreams: 33 Tips for Inspired Living." And it's sort of geared towards women and teaching them how to relax and take care of themselves. But again, it's something that I, as a man, took a lot of advice from, some good tips. So definitely some great reads if you're looking to kind of inspire yourself or just kind of find out what other people are thinking and how you can incorporate what they learned into your own daily life. So, Chris, hope there's some good reads for you.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
What else we got coming up?
Speaking of cancer and everything, I had a great chance to speak to Gabrielle of Yellow Brick Actors today. Yellow Brick Actors is an organization, nonprofit, that goes to other nonprofits, focusing with either hospitals and Elmcrest Children's Center, children with who are going through some strife in their life, either through disability or cancer or leukemia or anything, any ailments, and she plays. She puts on plays. She interacts with the children, has children interact with each other, and they put on these productions. And it's really interesting, and she's very passionate about it. I got a lot of material, so
That's awesome.
I gotta condense it somehow.
Could be worth a story and possibly a few blog posts too, which is nice
Yeah.
about that blog. If you haven't checked it out, it's From the Shore blog. It's right on the homepage now. It hasn't been for a while, so go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Chris wrote some great stuff while I'm gone, and I've got some good ideas floating in my head, so I'll probably hopefully pound them out over the weekend. And
I have one about a cookie.
a cookie. I did see that. There's a photo on Facebook of this gigantic cookie from, I think, the patisserie you said, right?
Yeah, patisserie.
I'm hoping he got one for me. I haven't confirmed that officially. Well, I think that's about all we got for this week. As always, stay tuned to Skaneatelesjournal.com and follow us on Twitter. For me, that's @scan_Monfiletto.
And @scan_Malone.
And we'll see you next time. And next time we will probably be previewing the Skaneateles Village elections that are coming up in about 2.5 weeks. None in Marcellus this year, so Chris is off the hook for his first
For the time
election.
being.
But we'll break him in soon enough. So we have some previews coming out over the weekend online, and then